Hello, this is the Lord's Legion yet again with a brand new Lord Speaks. And in this video, I'll be addressing the flaws from my Joker Exposed video that I've done 2 months ago. Now originally I was debating on making this video, but after a few months went by and gaining more comments, I decided, you know what, fuck it, let's address some flaws / potential flaws from my Joker Exposed video. Now I'm not going to touch upon the technical aspects such as the music in particular, because what can I really say other than the fact that that is correct and that I should have turned down the volume of my music, and since then I've really been trying so hard to balance out my audio as well as the background music. Plus I consider that to be a very solid criticism and I can take that. Plus I'm going to be avoiding my voice and accent criticism because I've already made an entirely different video in of itself, so you can really check that video out for yourself. So the basis of my Joker Exposed video was that there was a huge revelation that happened during DC's rebirth, and the fact that there's not only one Joker, but there were also 3 different Jokers. Those being the pre-52, the Kill and Choke, and the new 52 Jokers. Now the purpose of the Joker Exposed video was just to explain the revelations during DC's rebirth, as well as explaining the 3 different Jokers and kinda giving you a brief idea on which Jokers are, as well as sharing my brief thoughts on the actual twist on the Joker's real identity. Now the first quote unquote problem that this video apparently suffered was the fact that it was completely off topic, I didn't expose his identity, and I used nothing but clickbait thumbnail and title. But here's the thing, the video was still on topic. I was discussing the Joker's identity, and although it wasn't clear cut like for instance Joe Chill or Jack Napier, I was still talking about the 3 Jokers that was revealed. Little known fact, before this was actually revealed, I did this thumbnail like 2 to 3 weeks in advance because I knew that the Joker's identity was going to be somewhat revealed, which is why I decided to do this thumbnail in such a way. And this thumbnail was meant to parody like YouTuber exposed videos such as having a Leafy exposed video or Keemstar exposed videos. And in all honesty, I thought the Joker's identity would be flat out revealed like Jack Napier or Joe Chill for instance. And everyone keeps on saying that the title of the video is just flat out clickbait, but let's really delve into this title. For starters, we have The Lord Speaks number 3, which is my show, and that's all fine and dandy. But then I added in the Joker's identity, and then all in caps, exposed. But then just look right next to that, I have in brackets, sort of. And you want to know why? Because I don't want to mislead people in thinking that it's going to have a clear answer, because it's not as crystal clear as we all thought it was going to be. If I was to make this entirely clickbait, then I would literally have the video be completely unrelated to the Joker's identity. And in that particular video, I was talking about his identity and the fact there are 3 different Jokers. Hence why I put the sort of in brackets, purely so that people could understand that it's not so clear cut. Now the second quote unquote problem that this video apparently suffered was that I left out the whole theory about the comedian or Rorschach potentially being one of the 3 Jokers. Because in DC's rebirth we get to see Batman discovering the comedian's famous badge. First of all, these speculations did not occur until way after my Joker Exposed video as far as I'm concerned, so that's why I didn't mention it at all. Secondly, the Joker Exposed video was just to discuss the 3 Jokers and never to discuss who they could potentially be. And lastly, despite the badge being discovered at the Batcave, I find both outcomes to be very unlikely. And all these evidence are just pure weak in my opinion. If you want to believe in this rumours, that's fine by me, but if it actually turns out to be true, then I will eat my words. And lastly, here's the final point that people made out to me in this video, and this is the only one I will actually take responsibility for. And that is regarding the fate of the Joker in the end of the Kill and Joke. Now in the Joker Exposed video, I just flat out said that the Joker just dies at the end of the Kill and Joke, when in reality I should have said alleged because it was never so clear cut on whether or not the Joker died at the end of the book. Now this last panel was purposely left ambiguous just for us readers to decide the full fate of the Joker. And many people, and myself included, thought that the Joker actually died, and that we thought that in the original script, Alan Moore actually included his flat out death scene. Now it is true that some people pointed out that Batman's hands was on the Joker's shoulders, however the thing is, the panel slowly pans away as we see the laughter continue. So for all we know, Batman could have eventually reached to the Joker's neck, or possibly cover his mouth and knock him unconscious for the police to put the Joker back into Arkham Asylum. Some people thought the Killing Joke was originally intended to be the last Joker story, while others thought that it was meant to be just an Elseworld story and not part of the main continuity. And then there was a rumour that the original script had the Joker to be flat out killed, when in reality the actual script never addresses this. If you want to know the truth about the Killing Joke, I suggest you go to NerdSync's videos, because he can address the truth about the Killing Joke way better than what I can do, and he also has very valid points and that everything makes sense. So in this case, I find this criticism to be very valid, and in reality I should have done some more research into the Killing Joke before making this video and jumping into accusations about the Joker being dead at the end of the Killing Joke. Although I knew for a fact that this story was actually going to be big because it was the Joker's identity being revealed, I had no idea on how much views and likes I got in this video alone. And despite a chunk of dislikes, I am still grateful for every last like and view I gained in this video. And because of this video, as well as a few others, it really helped giving me a shit ton of subscribers over the past month, and I am so grateful for every subscriber. And despite how tiny my channel is in comparison to most others, having this boost of subscribers in just a month just really makes me happy. And before this video, I literally only had 250 subscribers. And to me, this boost is incredible, and I'm so thankful for every last one of you that has subscribed to me. And after just over 2 months, the Joker Exposed video has gained the most views out of all my YouTube videos in just a small amount of time. And to me, that is just unbelievable. Now I know that this is ruining the flow of this video, and I know it sounds like I'm sucking my dick, but in all honesty, I just can't thank you guys enough. To me, YouTube is just a hobby as well as just expressing myself, and I really enjoy doing these videos. Before the Lord's Legion, I used to be Mr. Boomer. And boy, was Mr. Boomer such a shit legacy. But now I am so glad that I've done a 180 and changed for the better. I'm doing the absolute best I can with the limited resources that I have, and I'm finally becoming me. And in a weird sense, I feel accepted into being part of the YouTube community. And I know I am far from perfect, and I know I have my flaws, but the more I make videos, the more I learn, and the more I develop my own identity. And I just want to say thanks to every single one of you that stuck by me, as well as all the newcomers that are joining the Lord's Legion. So this is pretty much the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Take care everyone, and as always, take care.